Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions, LLC, and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language.
Yeah. But this guy was like, he had like a team that he ran and like a club, and he's trying to lie, saying like, oh, I'm a former Ranger and I did all this stuff. And my dad like pulled him aside one time and like went off on him. You know, he's like, you can have your team, but if you keep lying about being a Ranger, I'm gonna kill you.
Matt, was it funny after that happened? That guy didn't approach any of us anymore.
No,
he just disappeared from the scene.
Yeah, because he would always come to our thing trying to say, like, hey, you guys got to come to my club.
Got to come work out with us. Yeah, my club's so good.
We got the best.
You know why? Because he was probably terrified your dad was going to out him in front of everybody.
Oh no,
that's why he probably avoided everything after that.
Right.
That real look in Matt's dad's eye also was probably a big factor.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, he almost wanted to kill people again. You know what I mean? Just like,
dog.
Hi, hello, how are you? And welcome to the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Strong Sam Steve Cabot and Lasmeeshma Liam Reese. Today, we're going to be bringing you topics from around the globe. The topics are going to fall under 3 different categories. The categories are Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Speds. Strong Sam, how are we doing, my man?
Listen, this doesn't apply to me directly, but it kind of does. If you have children or nieces or nephews, school's out forever.
How about it?
Right.
I was thinking about it. Lasmoosh, how are you, my man?
Yeah, school's out. Normally that's awesome for everybody, but I live close to the school, so now I have to drive further every morning, so it's not that cool for me.
That's a bummer, pal. Sorry to hear that. Well, speaking of things not being that cool for you, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right, like we said, today we're going to be bringing you topics from around the globe. The topics are going to fall under 3 different categories. The categories are Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Speds. All right, Liam, we're going to start off with you. What do you got for Stupid Is as Stupid Does?
Stupid Is as Stupid Does. A Wisconsin man already awaiting trial for stealing a cop car is accused of stealing a cop car.
Yo.
Daniel Barton of Milwaukee, Wisconsin was arrested in December after police officer alleged that he stole his own vehicle during a traffic stop. Barton was witnessed giggling like as he took off in the cop car, and he was later found in a trash can after he ditched the original cop car. So he was scheduled to appear in February for the first cop car he stole, and he failed to appear. So now he's on the run. So despite being on the run for stealing a cop car, Barton was recently arrested again for doing so. Dude, there's a video, and it's great. So there's a video of a cop at like a regular traffic stop, And then all of a sudden you just see the second cop car just like zoom right past him. Then you can hear over the radio, you can hear, someone stole my squad, westbound on Capitol, westbound on Capitol. They're yelling the directions over the radio. And then you can hear you can overhear one of the other officers saying, it's the same guy that stole an MPD squad car before. Daniel Barton's name. This time he takes off, ditches the cop car, and he runs into like a gym, into like a gym where people are like exercising and stuff, and he hides in there. But he was found shortly after because he was already wanted at that point. They knew who they were dealing with this time. But I got to give him props, dude, for stealing two for two. Like, wow. I don't know how and they didn't give much details on the second cop car. So if he did it again, like on a traffic stop, they pull him over and he did the old switcheroo again, dude. That is just epic.
Yeah. The old Chinese fire drill on him.
So wait, the first time he stole it, he was getting pulled over?
He was pulled over. Oh. They pulled him over. I did this episode because we just had like cops on the, as the guests and stuff. Yeah. They've got to think this is funny, So the guy's pulled over, and I guess like he must have, I don't know, snuck around the front of the car. And then as the cops come to the front to like give him his paperwork or get his license or whatever, he sneaks around, takes off.
Now listen, am I more proud of Danny Boy for kind of graduating what he was going to do? Because in the original one, he went Oscar the Grouch and jumped in a fucking trash can.
Mm-hmm.
Jumped in a trash can. And the second one, he decided to, maybe elevate his levels, and he got amongst other populace and decided to hide in a gym where it would be a little better. I mean, the Oscar the Grouch one, that's like pure desperation. Am I right?
Right. You're not wrong. I mean, dude, did you ever play Manhunt as a kid? And you remember there was always the one kid that would hide in a trash can? And you're like, bro, you're the lowest of the low. I love hiding in a trash can as much as everybody else.
It's not that important. It's not that important.
Manhunt's not worth it. It's not worth it, buddy. We know what
smells like doo-doo. Smells like doo-doo.
Yeah, you're out of your mind.
Who knows what's in there?
Honestly, though, I mean, I'm a fan of this guy. You know what I mean?
I know. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm with you, Matt.
Dude, haven't we all thought of it, though? Like, getting out of a car. Like, we've all thought of running when pulled over. But, like, the balls of running
done it.
And then taking the car. You know what I mean? Sorry, Liam, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, taking the car is on a whole nother level. The part that made me, like, laugh is that he was witness giggling, like, as he took off with the first cop car. That was the best part.
Did they do a blood test on old Danny? Because I'm gonna go ahead and just assume he wasn't sober.
No,
I don't think he was. I mean, the second time he was. So they didn't have to charge him with anything because stealing a cop car is probably worse than I don't know.
The worst.
DUI might be worse. DUI
Absolutely not, Liam.
Absolutely
not. Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely, it's not even close. You went from
they're gonna nail you for that.
He went from like not having a good time, having to get a lawyer, lose your license, to doing real jail time because you can't be stealing federal property. Like,
he must have bonded out the first time, right? He must have bonded out the first time. They said, "All right, come back in February for your arraignment or to get sentenced or whatever." And he was like, "I ain't never going back." And then stole.
And listen, I may or may not know a little bit about the system, allegedly, but clearly he must not have had any real big priors, because for him to be able to be bonded out after taking a cop car means that his record was probably pretty clear. So they were like, look, the kid made a mistake. It's nothing, too bad, I guess. Like, let him out. And then he said, watch this.
He's not a kid, though. He's 34.
Well, and I said he's 34. To me, it's a kid, but whatever,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Shout out, Danny.
Dude, shout out this guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Danny, reach out to the show. I want to talk to you. I may or may not have stole a car.
Dude. He went for it.
I may or may not allegedly got a DUI when I was 15 in a stolen car.
But
so me and Danny, maybe we could talk,
Man, I mean, sure. You guys got to swap tips, you know what I mean?
I should have took the cop car is what he's going to tell me instead of
Yeah. That's incredible, though. Absolutely.
Wow, Danny.
Fantastic. Love it. Absolutely love it. Very good. Hey, great way to start off Stupid Is and Stupid Does. Great job, Lasmeeshma. Steve, we're going to go to you. What do you got for Stupid Is and Stupid Does?
We're going to good old coast of Egypt. So off the coast of Egypt recently, I don't know if anybody's seen this. It's made its rounds on the internet, and it's truly horrifying. But Vladimir Popov, a 23-year-old Russian feller, was eaten by a tiger shark off the coast of Egypt in plain view of videos from people holding cell phones on the beach, in boats, everywhere else. Multiple views, multiple angles. Horrific, right? So this man is, he was swimming out in the ocean with his, the sea, I should say, with his wife. And he gets, starts to get grabbed, and you could see him struggling. Blood in the water, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, eventually goes down, out of sight, gone, right? So fishermen out on the scene, go out, catch this. It was a tiger shark. They find this tiger shark. They pull it to the beach after they catch it. The beach goers, I guess this is how they get down in Egypt. I mean, Africa, shout out Africa. They just bludgeon this shark to death, right? So when they cut this shark open, they find his head, his torso, and his arms in there. All the rest of his body parts were recovered out in the ocean or sea, out in the sea. So there's only been on record 24 what they consider, which I have no idea how they do this, considered an unprovoked shark attack since 1828 in Egypt on record. Only 24 since 1828, right? Wow. This one, obviously. So this tiger shark, which happens to be the 4th largest shark in the ocean, and the second biggest predator behind the great white, right? The other one's like the whale shark and some other stupid thing. It's not really, but it's the great white, then it's the tiger. And he's also happens to be part of what they call the big 3, which means fuck around and find out is the big 3. They got the bull shark, the great white, and the tiger, all 3 known. But the big thing is, so bull sharks, they can swim up into freshwater because they can retain like salt in their glands. So they found them way up in the rivers and wild stuff. So bull sharks are wild and aggressive. Great whites, aggressive. But great whites are known for coming up and taking a bite out of a human. And 99.9% of the time, they take that bite and they swim away because they realize it's not, I don't know, they just realize it's not their like usual diet. A tiger shark is known for it doesn't give a flying fuck. It will just keep going at you. And that's what it does to this man. You can see he goes up, gets a piece, and like you see the crimson in there, which probably took a leg. And the guy's like kind of struggling, and then it comes up and kind of pulls him down. He comes back up, his hands in the air, and then the final one, it just comes up, takes him down, and night, game over. Now, the weird part at the end is that one of the historical museums or Museum of Science in Egypt is embalming this tiger shark, and they're going to put it on display. Wow. Is that disrespectful to the family or
a little bit? Yeah.
Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, but the tiger shark, like ultra rare, right? Like
not so much. No, there's just it depends what waters. They're all over the place. Oh, okay. And they get up to 18 feet. They're known by the stripes on them, but they're very, very notorious for being. It's the pit bull of sharks. It's the uber aggressive of the Doberman of sharks. Like this thing does not play games.
Maybe I'm thinking they're just rare, like on the East Coast or something. But
yes, around us they are. They're more tropical, warmer waters. For
but
sure.
Still, dude. Shout out to bludgeoning a shark to death. Shout out, fan of the show, listener of the show.
Not just random people. Just random beachgoers that witnessed it were so enraged that when the fishermen, shout out those fishermen too, that were like, let's go get this thing, got it. And people are like, how do you know you got the right one? They cut him open. Of course they got the right one. The guy's body parts are in it. They bludgeoned it on the beach to death.
Well, they're like, how do we know we got the right one? Well, all right, his leg's here. Let's check his wallet. You know what I mean?
I know. And this is just went through my head. I know that Egypt's in Africa, but it still has like that Middle Eastern vibe, even though it's the very top, like, northeast corner of Africa.
Right.
Did they, in like the Middle East, like the most disrespectful thing you can do, like they did to George Bush, is throw the shoe. Were they like beating it with their sandals and shit? Or did they have
I did see that. I saw when they were beating on the shark. I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know that was.
That was on the beach.
Wow.
Yes. Dude, the video is, I sent a video a long time ago about some Russian guy getting stuck in like a lathe to our group that like you can just see his body parts sprayed.
Oh, yeah.
This is the second to the worst video I've ever seen because you can hear people like crying.
Dude.
It is horrific. His girlfriend also was in the water with him, but swam away. She got away.
Of course she did. Of course she
left.
Right.
Never get
shout out this guy. Yeah. Shout out this guy for taking him up the team like a man.
Like I would love if the shark, right? It's getting beat. Like they drug it out, they pulled it on land, and it's getting beat by other people. But in the shark's mind, he's just like, "Come see me in the water, pussies! Come see me in the water. You have to get me on land. Come see me in the water, you pussies!" Like
you wouldn't do this if I was in the water. You see what I did to your boy? And here's the thing: what the hell exactly is an unprovoked shark attack. But see, a shark's doing shark shit. If you're in the water, I don't care. There's no such thing as unprovoked. If you're in my hood, we got problems, cuz you ain't from here. I don't know you.
No.
Nature don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the shark is just being a shark. There's no provoke.
He's just doing shark shit.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad. They didn't have to beat him to death.
Yeah, no provoking needed. Absolutely not.
What the
Would it
fuck?
be provocation? Is that the how I pronounce that?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Was the guy like swinging? Was the guy like was provocation when you say that? Was he like whipping his wiener around like it was a fucking minnow, or like was he bleeding somewhere?
Did he sleep with the shark's girlfriend? Like, come on,
right?
You know,
did he catch the shark's buddy?
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like what's going on here?
Yeah. Maybe hey, we don't know the revenge arc here. This shark could be avenging the death of its son. You know what I mean? Like, could be a lot of stuff, you know?
Listen, I'm just happy these fucking orcas and these tiger sharks and all this other shit are in the water where I can stay the fuck away from them.
Yeah.
Shout out to not getting in the ocean. Yep.
Yeah. Agreed. Nice. Dude, great Stupid Is and Stupid Does from both of you guys. Really good stuff. Let's keep it moving, though. Awesome stuff. So, Lasmeeshma, let's get it back to you. What do you got for Incredibly Incredible?
Incredibly Incredible. We're going to the super safe city of Chicago.
Chirac?
Yeah, Chirac's really nice this time of year. So Walgreens is unveiling their first Chicago store that will only have 2 aisles, and most products will be like out of sight. Like you can't, like you're yeah. So it'll be like completely out of sight, and you have to pretty much you walk up, you have to hit like a touch screen, and then there's a fulfillment center like attached to the store that is not accessible to the public. But here's the kicker. Walgreens is claiming the new style store that's opening first in Chicago is not because of theft. They're saying they're doing it not for their benefit to deter theft. They're doing it for the benefit of the customer.
Yeah, solid plan.
So I don't know. I'm calling bullshit. Because the items that they actually put in the aisles are like snacks, batteries, shampoo, some Band-Aids, like shit people
pills.
Don't steal. Yeah, shit people don't steal. You know, like candy bars and stuff.
Yeah, they're catering
to
a real
well, no, maybe shit that people steal. Maybe the stuff that people steal, but not the stuff they're taking a huge loss on when somebody just comes up and like, you know what I mean, grabs the entire aisle and they're screwed. So all this is while the national retail crime trends just continue to escalate, not just in Chicago, but in everywhere. Like all cities, you know?
Yeah.
So
for all stores too, right? Like how many
Yes.
times have you seen like the guys go into Apple and they're just like, give me
Smash and grab.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, all the time.
So the reason I saw this so fascinating, the reason I thought this was so fascinating that they're down to 2 aisles and it's turning into a fulfillment center is because I think this is going to be all stores soon. Or like eventually in like another 20 years, like every store is going to be like, you know, like the Chinese stores in the city where it's only like a glass and you have to like pick out what you want and they give it to you and shit.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just getting like so bad that people are just like walking in, walking out of stuff, walking in, walking out with shit. Nobody's stopping them. So they're changing all these stores. But the funniest part is they're saying it's not to deter theft. It's for the benefit of the customer. Fuck you, Walgreens.
Yeah,
it is 100% to deter theft, you fucking liars.
Couldn't agree more. Dude, I agree with you, Liam, that eventually it'll be that this will be every store. And there's this thing it's now called preventative insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in preventative insurance, that's what the game is that they set it up where it's like, okay, what can we do to still get this thing going to prevent all this losses? So the things are probably going to have to pay for theft and all that stuff. Also, it's the less you can claim as well, where it's like, if you don't have a store set up this way, then our insurance won't cover you this way. So now eventually every store is going to be like that. I agree. And also, hey man, you know, like, I mean, these people they're trying to feed their families too in a way, you know, like, if it's an independently owned shop, that's one thing. I mean, you know, big pharma or whatever is, you know, it is what it is.
A chain thing. And some of these franchises are owned by individuals, which it is sad. But my point of view, so now I'm going to flip it to a little other side. For those of you that may or may not taken a stroll through, I don't know, North Philadelphia, some of the greatest stuff I've ever bought comes off of a fold-up table that homeboy ran through a store, and he's going to give it to me for 25% off. So there goes my bargain discounts, and there goes a whole nother sector of privatized entrepreneurial businesses by some crackhead that, gets me, I don't know, fucking conditioner on the low. I don't know what I'm buying. Sometimes I look over and he's like, I got Head and Shoulders. I'm like, I don't have dandruff, but it's only $1. Fuck it. I'll buy it.
Dude,
Yeah, but dude,
have you ever, I mean, like, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but
No, go
I remember seeing these things and like seeing all this stuff. And I always think like, okay, what's the criminal workaround for this? Like,
Yeah.
what is going to evolve the criminal workaround? Like,
Right.
we got bulletproof bullets, bulletproof vests. Let's get bulletproof bullets. You know what I mean? Like, what is going to be the criminal workaround for setting this up? So now
They'll figure it out.
Exactly. It's not going to go away. There's some like tell them, dude, someone's going to need a fix. They're going to figure out a way. Go ahead, Liam.
You said almost exactly where I was going with this, because criminals and like crime, like it adapts to everything. And that's why this kind of stuff is fascinating to me, is because eventually you're right. They will find a workaround from this, and then they'll eventually be robbing the fulfillment center, or they'll be stealing it from when it goes from the truck to the fulfillment or whatever.
Yep.
Or
I was about to say, Liam,
they'll be able to juke the touchscreen or whatever. You're right. They'll find a way, dude.
About to say, I may or may not have a couple criminal entrepreneurial businesses, and I may or may not have watched Sopranos one too many times.
Yeah.
But now we just got to hit the truck en route. You know what I mean? I can't. I don't got to wait till it gets to the store on the shelves. I got to pull over Billy Bob with his fucking poor, golden retriever that sleeps with him 52 weeks a year on the road and be like, Billy, get out the truck. Here's $100. Shut the fuck up and take some shit off the back. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, I'll tell you this, honestly, the number one person that's going to be, it's not going to be the store owner that's victimized by this. It's going to be the customer, because they're going to get leaving the store, right?
Of course.
So as soon as they leave the store, that's when their most thefts will happen, right? They won't be stealing. Like, I think now the thought is like, okay, maybe we won't steal like the lady leaving the store getting getting Midol or something. We're going to, but now they won't have an option. The only option will be to steal from the other customers. So
Good guy always finish last.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be the most vulnerable part at that. Right. Yeah, when you get to that point, that'll be the most vulnerable part of the chain, is a guy walking out with like, you got 4 bags in each hand or something. Right. Guy just runs up, rips it out of your hand. Yeah, you're right.
So now, like, the customer,
it's like, just like Walgreens said, to benefit the customer.
Right. Exactly.
It's like trying to leave Parks in Fishtown after I just won 2 G's, and now I got random cars following me back to the crib.
Right. All right, Lasmeeshma, great stuff, my man. Very good. Strong Sam, what do you got for Incredibly Incredible?
We're going to another one of my favorite countries on earth. Good old Colombia, right?
Colombia.
We going down to the Colombian jungle in the Amazon, where 4 Colombian kids, 13, 9, 4, and 1, survived 40 days in the Amazon jungle after their single-engine Cessna, piloted by their mother, went down, right? They had an engine failure, 2 other adults, their mother, 2 adults, the 4 children, goes down in the Amazon. They're out in the spot where it is, as rough as it gets, right? So one of the big things they're worried about initially is and all 3 adults die, by the way. Kids survive. They're in a spot where the indigenous people around there, they're armed guerrillas. So they've been known to take kids as young as 3 years old and force them to fight in guerrilla warfare against other tribes and things like that. So they know that's part of you're in the Amazon. So that's only one issue, right? The other issue is snakes, jaguars, all types of apex predators that will take you out without even thinking, because nature gives 0 fucks, right?
0.
So the 13-year-old, which I didn't name, shout out this 13-year-old. Someone should give this girl should be a goddamn Navy SEAL. So this girl commandeers a little exit plan, starts foraging for berries and small fruits to eat, also takes some type of flour, could have been Coke, take some flour off the plane that they had. Who knows why they had flour, could have been Coke. But they take the flour, they eat that too. Now she has them also sleeping and hiding out when they hear noises, and she'll find hollow out trees, and she'll put the 1-year-old with the 3-year-old or with the 4-year-old and the 9-year-old into a tree. She'll like climb up the tree, keep her eyes peeled, go from there. Every time they do it, keep moving. Eventually they get discovered. They go back to the crash site. They see that the 3 adults died in the crash. And now it gets even crazier, where there's a little bit of a family dispute over the custody of the children, because apparently the dad, the family of the wife who died piloting the plane says that he used to abuse her, and he's an abusive person. We're in fucking Colombia. Like, define abuse in Colombia, right? So, of course, the kids want to be with dad. It's getting kind of fucked up. But the biggest thing was that this 13-year-old girl for 40 days figured out how to keep a 9, 4, and 1-year-old child alive for 40 days in one of the most intense jungle you can ever do.
So they're arguing over who gets custody. I think this 13-year-old kid should get custody and raise the other kids. Sounds like she's pretty responsible, dude.
Yes.
If she'll keep them alive in the jungle, I'm pretty sure she'll keep them alive like in life, you know?
And anywhere. You could put this lady in Chicago. She'll figure out how to figure it out.
Sounds like, dude. Sounds like.
I agree.
But how? I mean, you guys have kids. Could you imagine a 13-year-old, which my niece is 14. I can never imagine her having to take care of a 1 and a 4-year-old. The 9-year-old, again, her little sister's 9-year-old, like it was 13 and 9, kind of manageable. You're able to like really a 1-year-old, like you're not moving really at 1, right? What are you crawling? You're not walking,
the 1-year-old
right?
is what's blowing my mind. The one that they had a 1-year-old in tow is pretty incredible, dude.
Is a 1 year, you two know better, is a 1-year-old on formula still, or in like breast milk, or like
no, they start eating food.
They're eating food. Okay.
But they can eat like I mean,
like baby food, right? So I can mush up berries. I can mush up berries.
Yeah.
And give her the berries and stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was confused by the 1-year-old thing. Yeah. Yep. But dude, shout out 13-year-old. Yeah, it's the most gangster 13-year-old I've ever fucking heard in my life.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. Also, think of ourselves when we were 13. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm taking a piss and getting yoked out by a jaguar day 2. Day 2. Early in day 2. Not like the end of day 2. 40 fucking days. Day 2. I'm getting shredded apart by baboons that drop down and just, you ever seen like the monkeys attack people where they just grab, like one grabs your one arm, the other grabs you, they just start shredding you. Yeah, no, that's what's gonna happen to me.
I think I'd eat like something poisonous. I think that's what would happen. I would get like hungry. She knew like what berries to pick and stuff. I would end up eating something, killing myself.
And then how crazy is it? So this is where my brain went, because like, you know, I spent a lot of time in the woods growing up. Like I love the woods and like the Poconos and shit. Climbing into hollowed out trees. Did you ever see the type of like spiders? And you're talking about the Amazon where everything's designed to kill you. You're climbing into like hollow trees. That's where like, you know, the best snakes. The best, that's an ambush for a predator. That's ambush alley. You might as well have walked into a kill zone if you were like talking army terms, where they put you in a flank. You're in you're a kill zone in a tree. Somehow they didn't like. I don't know.
Amazing. Maybe she knew how to clear it out. She sounds
amazing.
You want to talk about incredibly incredible? This girl sounds pretty incredible. So maybe she knew, you know, what was safe or how to make it safe. This is one of the most impressive stories I've heard.
They didn't go into it, but I would assume this girl has, like you were just saying, experience. They were probably like they were from the jungle. They understood the Amazon, because there's no way, you know, someone in like a village that's not in the Amazon in Colombia can just do this in the Amazon. This isn't the backwoods in like the Poconos. It's the fucking Amazon. Every creature in there is designed to kill you. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think any winner of the TV show Survivor wouldn't stand
beats her. Yeah, no,
like,
she wins it all.
She beats every
naked
Survivor
and afraid.
team.
I mean, I shouldn't say that because she's 13, but she's beaten everyone or alone by your like. Oh no, nobody's beating her.
Yeah.
Or like, what was it, Bear Grylls and like Survivor Man and all that stuff? Like she would mop the floor with them.
Yeah,
guys,
they might be tough, but none of them kept a 1-year-old alive.
Why? Seriously.
I mean? Like,
that sounds way more challenging than any of the
stuff. And a 4-year-old, even at 4, you know, like you're a terrorist at 4. You can now walk. You don't know shit. You're just walking and grabbing stuff. Like
4's a pain in the ass. Dude.
Also, nightmare.
Like, here's something that if you don't have kids or whatever, you might not know. Steve, you might know because you've been around your nieces a lot.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I think everyone would agree with me that like toddlers, maybe 3-4-year-olds. Might be the worst hide and seek players of all time. They are just terrible.
They're standing behind a little pole. They're sticking out both sides, but in their mind, they're hidden.
If you play like multiple games in a row, they're hiding in the same spot every time. Or they'll just hide where they just found someone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they suck at it. So to imagine to keep like the worst hide and seek players alive in a jungle where everything's trying to kill you, I'm just saying.
Wow.
And they grab and touch Everything.
and put it in their mouth.
put it in their mouth.
Yeah. The 1-year-old putting stuff in his mouth. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, you're talking about one of the oldest areas, like for animals that they literally, like they say, like the big thing about the animal kingdom is even if you're hurt or young, you act like you're older or you're not hurt. Like animals pick up on that instantly that you're the young one, and they immediately go for the easy target. And it's like people go, oh, it's not out of spite, it's just out of survival. It's not like I'm not trying to kill a kid. It's just that's what I have to do to not die.
That animal's trying not to starve.
Nature don't give a fuck. Shout out Nature is Metal.
Nature is Metal, so great. So okay, let's keep it moving then. Really, really great stuff for incredibly incredible guys. Really, really good stuff. All right, but let's keep it going to sports and speds. Steve, I'm going back to you for sports and speds. All right, what do you got for sports and speds?
This one I just feel terrible for because this kid, I don't want to pick on the kid, man, but I gotta fucking bring it up. Zion Williams, one of the freakiest freaks that's ever come through. For people that don't know basketball, he's this giant fucking super freak. He got injured early in his career, ballooned up in weight, came back down, but he's like, he had the same almost hype behind him as like a LeBron James. He's like the second coming of a LeBron. Zion is insane, right? And I mean, built like he should play football. This dude is built like a brick shit house. Well, he's only 22. So when you get millions of dollars and you're 22 and you came from a rough background where you didn't grow up with money and things like that, you might do wild shit, right? So now he's got bread, and he also, let's just be honest, not a good looking kid, right? So now all of a sudden, and I feel him on that. Like, I'm not hating, I feel him. Right. Now all of a sudden, he Brad Pitt because he got millions, right? So good old Moriah Mills, we're gonna call her the Black Widow because she's 32 years old, a porn star and a OnlyFans megastar who she super bad. And at 32, you know, life's a little dicey for her right now. She's showing her titties and asshole on fucking tape, trying to make some bread. And she looks over and says, you know what? Maybe she's like the shitty Brittany Renner, because Brittany Renner's actually a smart girl. This one's just like, let me take this. And this is a thing that's known in the NBA. Predatory old heads going, let me fuck with young bull. So Zion, she's fucking Zion on the side. He's got a girlfriend. Zion puts out a tweet that his girlfriend's pregnant. She retorts that tweet with her retort. Shout out the retort.
Shout out. Let's get retorted.
She says, better pray I ain't prego too, cause I'm late. Right? So then another girl jumps in. They're all like, you're a hater. You're this. Zion, because he's 22 and doesn't know what he's fucking doing, which shout out, you know, Zion. I'm not hating. I would do the dumb shit like he is at 22. Right.
We're all dumb.
He's sending her text messages, which of course she can snapshot and keep. Like people were talking about, like send her a voice message. I don't know, something different. And he's like, please, I'll take care of you if you erase all these. Like I will. This won't be a thing if you just erase every. Of course, she's snapshotting this and showing that he's more guilty. Then this is my favorite part of it. She puts out a tweet at the end that says, and I quote, "Happy hoes ain't hating, hating hoes ain't happy." That's some real predatory shit.
Yeah.
Come on, yo. That's a professional. He just got fucking hoodwinked by a pro.
He sure did. He sure did, dude.
Happy hoes. Hold on. Say the saying again, Steve.
Happy hoes ain't hating. Hating hoes ain't happy.
Happy hoes ain't hating. Hating hoes ain't happy. I think I just found the title of our new episode. I don't know about you guys.
I think I just found my next tattoo. I'm gonna get that shit across my back. I don't fucking know. I never heard so much truth. What a great deep quote. That's how you know this broad, she's scheming. And everything he said, she made him look fucking stupid because she's 32, has a little life experience. He's 22, came from the roughest background, was always like, every person he probably ever experienced did nothing but, you know, coddle him because absolute freak athlete. You know what I mean? What a fucking sad story, man. Like I said, I'm not hating on him. I feel bad already because he had like the weight issues and all this hype behind him and so much shit. He's never really panned out yet, but God damn it. And he tried to do this sweet thing to like tell everybody that his girlfriend's pregnant. And then the Black Widow just slides in and crushes it.
I mean, honestly, dude, though, like, is it fair that he, as a man, is getting like, you know, he has to go through this? Because reverse role, if a man was doing this to a woman as far as like trapping them, right? Like, is that fair? I don't think it is. You know?
I agree. No,
like she legit is like, this is almost a form of theft in a way, right? We're like we don't, like we don't know how, if she is pregnant or how she got that way, right? Or who the father is, you know what I mean? Like, so for her to do this, like, I don't know. I mean,
and just to clarify, Matt, she's not officially pregnant. She just said she was late.
So there you go.
His girlfriend's pregnant.
Right.
She says she's late.
And dude, honestly, she just destroyed his life. Like, he just had the worst conversation.
He's got money. The best thing he can do now is to just shut up.
Yes.
Hire a lawyer, and you know what I mean, and play it out that way, and hit ignore on everything there is.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it was only do damage from here on out.
Right. Or maybe just hit it one more time. Who knows?
Right. Who knows? Depends how good the pussy is. But it was highlighted. Like, for me, of course, it made sense, but it was never really a thing for even us who are like balls deep in sports. But when the Brittany Renner thing happened with PJ Washington, and people were like, PJ Washington was a 21-year-old man, and Brittany Renner's like 35 and bad as fuck. She's so fucking bad. But like, they were like, no. This is an older woman who did not want a real relationship with him. All she wanted was to have a kid with him. And now she knows she's going to get $50,000 a month. Yeah. Because this guy makes $15 million a year in child support, and like, now I don't have to do. I mean, I shouldn't say it with Brittany, because Brittany does her own thing. She's like a fucking social media star, has plenty of bread. But they were like, this isn't. They actually have classes the same way they have like the Don't Go Broke classes for NBA, NFL. How to, like, listen, you got your first $5 million because you're a rookie. Don't go buy a fucking Lamborghini boat because you're not Conor McGregor. Like, you're gonna go broke. Don't buy the fucking $2 million chain. Don't buy that shit. Wait till you're a vet. You have like 100 million. Blah blah blah. So this is like legit a big time issue in pro sports, where hot old head women predatorily go after these like 21-year-old men who came from very shitty, poor backgrounds, and now have, for once in their life, have all the money, and they just slide in, and you think she loves you. She don't fucking love you. She's trying to take that thing and run.
Yeah, bro. She loves what you can buy her, bro. You know what I think is crazy too? I think this Brittany Renner girl now is out giving talks to like different colleges.
Dion took her to the college to talk to fucking Jackson JSU. State. Yeah, well, she did go. She did play soccer at Jackson State University. She was an athlete, so that was a little different.
But think about that too. Like, dude, you wouldn't have in a way, she stole from him. So like, you would have like a thief come in and speak to college kids. I mean, in a way, she's doing them a favor, being like, hey guys, just to let you know, this is how I did it, and this is how it'll happen to you. So don't.
She probably walked in and said, who in this room wants to fuck me? Everyone raised their hand. She was like, I'm going to take your paycheck. And they all put their hand down like, fuck. She's like, that's what I'm teaching. Yes. Calm down. Put your dick away. Calm down.
Yeah. Agreed. Nice. Honestly, really good sports and speds there, Steve. Great stuff. Let's keep it.
Shout out Zion. Poor
Shout
Zion.
Out. Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, you got to learn.
I hope you fucking come back with a vengeance. This lights a fire under your ass, because this will be the best part of the story. And you become what everyone thought you were, and you dominate the NBA.
Love it. Yeah. All right. Strong stem. Sorry. Three. Man. Smoosh. Let's kick it to you, babe. What do you got for sports and speds?
So we're going to Deptford, New Jersey.
Ooh, local.
Local. A youth baseball league is sentencing fans who mistreat umpires to do the job themselves.
Yes.
So after 2 umps from this little league resigned due to like, crappy parents harassing them and stuff over calls and whatnot, the league president decided he should update the code of conduct. The new rule is any spectator deemed in violation would be banned from the complex. You can't come and watch any baseball games or anything.
I love it.
Until you complete 3 umpire assignments. Once
that
you do 3 umpire assignments, then you can come back. I think this is a phenomenal idea.
Agreed.
And the reason being is because these parents go nuts over this stuff. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing. You got 7, 8, 9-year-old kids playing stuff. They're not going to remember when they get older and they're like, say they're our age, they're in their 30s, 40s, whatever.
Yep.
They're not going to remember a blown call from when they were 7 years old. What they're going to remember is their dad acting like an asshole in front of everybody.
Yeah. The truth.
Getting kicked out and everything. Dude, they should implement this in little leagues and Pop
dude,
Warner, wrestling, everything, dude.
You know where they really need to put this as well? So I feel like for umpires, a lot of the times it's like a dad or like an older guy. It's usually not a younger kid, but I know
much older guy usually.
Right.
Retired guy.
Yeah, exactly. But I know that for soccer, a lot of the times it's like someone that plays at the high school or JV at the junior high or whatever. Right.
Yes.
And like, so it'll be like a 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds travel team. And then the ref will be like a 16-year-old girl from, whatever local high school it is. Right.
Yes.
And I've seen parents rip like almost the point of like, you could call it harassment to a minor. You know what I mean? Like, are you not over an 8-year-old girl's soccer game? Are you nuts? Like, dude,
My niece has been offered to like do some umpiring because like she's real deep into softball, and my brother was like, I'm gonna go there and I have to stand with them because I can't. You're not gonna scream at my 15-year-old daughter. Like I'm gonna get. And then the same way with me, I've seen it before where some of the high school guys that I've coached help out with a youth tournament, not even a tournament, just a youth dual meet in wrestling where it's like 3 different teams come in, and I see dads lighting up a kid who knows. First off, they never played the sport, so you got to calm down. Yep. Second off, this kid knows what he's doing, and he's only doing it. He's not getting paid. He's doing it out of the kindness of his heart and for the love of the sport, to be a nice person because we don't have anybody else who wants to do it.
Right.
And I can't tell you how many times, especially when I saw my high school guys multiple times, like I would be in a match. The second it's over, I walk over to the other mat and see the other coach. I'm like, he's 15 though, right? That's a 15-year-old kid, right? So maybe calm down. Calm down.
Yeah. Maybe don't almost strike a minor. But go ahead.
And then sometimes I might slide in. I'm like, his dad's Chuck Liddell, so keep talking that shit. We'll see what happens.
You guys hit the nail on the head though, because like, dude, these people are, and these kids, they're getting paid in like hot dogs and free Gatorades and stuff. You know what I mean? Like
unbelievable.
Yeah,
they can barely find people to do the job as it is. Then you're just going to shit on anybody who does. Guess what? Without an umpire, you're not even going to have a game. You know what I mean? But this is the greatest idea. You don't like it? Why don't you fucking do it? You know what I mean? Like,
I love it.
You can do it better. Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I could not agree more. Put your money where your mouth is. Stop your bitching. Shut up. I love it.
Stay home.
Yeah. Or don't come to the game.
Those are my favorite guys that go. The referees, the old heads, the real ones. Because there are some, I will say this, there's some terrible ones that are just there to like on a power trip and they act like butt heads. They talk down to people. Like you got to talk to a man, right? You can't look at them. There's those guys. But there's the other guys these guys I love. And I've seen it a lot in baseball. I've seen it in wrestling where the guy's like, that's not the right to call. He goes, takes the whistle off his neck and goes, you're more than welcome to do it.
Yeah.
You want to do it? And the guy's like, that's not my job. He's like, well, then sit back in the corner and shut the fuck up. Because unless you want to step out here and do it, because apparently you can do better. So here you go. It's on you. And right away, those people always freeze up and are like, it's not what I meant. You're like, okay, then shut the fuck up because it's over.
Yeah, dude. I'll
tell you.
I'll tell you. I mean, I think, Steve, it is, I'll say, I mean, I'd have to think like a lot of wrestling refs are ex-wrestlers or, but that is tough. Like
wrestling's the worst of all of them.
Yeah, I would have to say I've seen a lot of bad ones in all sports, like but wrestling is the worst.
It's first off in youth tournaments they let the parents gather over the mat, which is wild. In high school they rope it off so you're in the stands.
Yeah.
Youth tournaments you're literally on the mat and right next to the coaches. And in wrestling,
how is that a good idea?
It's so terrible. It's so terrible. And then again, like in that sport, in baseball, football, anything else. I'm like, it wasn't my kid, it was the goalie. It wasn't my kid, it was the quarterback.
Right.
In wrestling, when their kid loses, they can't say it was anybody else. So the first number two, or the two big things they point at is the referee's an asshole and the coach sucks.
Yeah. Or the other team cheats, or this kid does this. Or
this kid's not the same age. Yeah.
It's not that he was stronger, faster, and had way more technique, like better technique. Like,
that your kid hates this sport and you drag him there, and this kid loves it. That's why you beat the shit out of him. That's not why.
Yeah. Not that you're damaging your kid.
My God.
Right.
You're like, hold on, you can't
live out your dreams.
You can't breeze past the part that Liam said that the only thing they're going to remember, they don't remember. I don't even remember the wins and losses. You know what I remember? The dumbass parents that went wild. I remember that.
Then what do you think your kid's going to remember what you do, dude?
Say less, Liam.
Agreed, man. Yeah, I remember, dude. I mean, My dad.
Now, when I say that, I may have acted completely crazy whenever I saw Matt's dad show up to tournaments because I knew that nobody was going to say shit. So I went a little over the top.
Yeah, he went over. I mean, like looking back on it, he pulled guns on people and stuff. Like
Matt,
it wasn't cool.
Look back all you want. I know it's your dad. It was awesome for me.
Right.
I know he's here to. For me, great, it was awesome.
But it was also like, it could have gone very bad. You know what I mean? But,
yeah, for sure. For the other person, not your dad.
Right.
For the other
yeah. Right. Like he's fine.
For everyone else, he'd have been fine. He got extra clips. We good.
Yeah. But like, think about this. Like, he would carry a gun on him, and we wrestled at schools. You know what I mean?
Now,
that's pretty wild, dude.
That's
pretty wild.
Come on.
And remember, he did this. I would say this in the beginning. It was before 9/11, and then it was also right after 9/11. He still did it. He didn't give a fuck, yo.
No, he wasn't. He could get, dude. And if anyone tried to do anything, honestly, he really didn't even need the guns.
He would even let people approach the team.
Right.
You had bulls come walking up, and you just step in the way, like, "Come, we're all good here. We don't need you."
Yeah, he was pretty, and he didn't like.
Legend of my childhood. Legend.
There was a lot of too, and Steve will know this. I think in the wrestling community, it's probably more than anywhere else as far as like people who lied about military service. You know?
There's so much stolen valor. It's fucking bizarre. So bizarre.
Yeah, dude.
So bizarre.
That is bizarre. That's very bizarre, dude.
There was one guy, and I mean, I can think right now of like at least 4 people, right, that like were called out for lying. And
stolen valor.
Like, and one of them, my dad was a ranger, and one guy kept talking all shit saying he was a ranger, and like that, like he just wasn't having it, you know.
You can't say that to a real ranger.
Justifiably so, man.
It's illegal.
It is. Yeah, but this guy was like, he had like a team that he ran and like a club. And so he's like,
shithead
and he's trying to lie, saying like, "Oh, I'm a former ranger and I did all this stuff." And my dad like pulled him aside one time and like fucking went off on him. You know, he's like, "You can have your fucking team, but if you keep lying about being a ranger, I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Was it funny after that happened? That guy didn't approach any of us anymore.
No,
he just disappeared from the scene. Yeah,
because he would always come to our thing trying to say, like, "Hey, you guys got to come to my club.
Got to come work out with us. Yeah, my club's so good.
We got the best."
No, why? Because he was probably terrified your dad was going to out him in front of everybody.
Oh no,
that's why he probably avoided everything after that.
Right.
That real ass look in Matt's dad's eye, where it meant I don't give a fuck, also was probably a big factor.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, he almost wanted to kill people again. You know what I mean?
Just like dog. I mean, mentally. Like I said, coming from North Wales, anywhere we went, when me and Brandon saw Mr. Lavelle walk into any tournament, we looked at each other, we fist bumped, and he went, go talk your shit, Stubens. I was like, say less. Yeah. It's on. It
is what it is.
Talking shit to dads. What are you going to do? Talking shit to dads. I'm 14. I'm like, fuck you, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, hey man, that's how it goes. But all right, dude, good shit tonight, guys. Really good stuff. Steve, what do you got before we get out of here?
Hating hoes ain't happy. Happy hoes ain't hating.
God, dude. So, I mean, is there anything else you need to say? No.
I usually have everything to say. That just left me speechless.
Yeah, agreed. Could not agree more. Love it. Lasmeeshma, what do you got before we get out of here?
I'm just going to reiterate what I said earlier, man. Your kids are going to remember what you do, so don't act like an asshole.
Amen.
Dude, amen. Man. Amen. Dude, well, speaking of not acting like an asshole in front of your kids, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, coming today by Strong Sam Steve Cabot and Lasmeeshma Reese. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See you. All right. This is post show where we're going to tell you about our new show called Let's Get Retorted. The new show, it's a YouTube show that we only have on our YouTube channel for now, but it is available on the YouTube channel. Go check it out. And we're about to record a new one right now. Right, boys?
Let's go!
All right, so here we go. All right, yeah, check it out on the YouTube channel. Honestly, it's fucking funny as shit. Probably one
It's
of our.
fantastic.
I love it.
And for everyone listening, put a comment and let me fuck with it.
Yeah, love it. All right, so see you later.